York's classic rock, Q1043.
808, James Murray and Brian Quinn, Murr and Q, Impractical Jokers. They're here with us in the studio at Q104.3. We were just having an FDNY talk because of Q's past. And do you know that Shelley Sunstein is a battalion chief?
I did know that, actually. Yes, I did know that. I'm always very impressed. I always salute her when I see her.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I have to tell you, that's like the highest honor of my life. Nothing can ever top that.
I was there at headquarters in Brooklyn to watch her being sworn in. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an actual, like, real swearing-in
Thing.
ceremony. She took her oath. They gave her helmet, her ID.
Oh, great.
Her shield. I mean, it's
Oh, well,
like,
did you get a parking pass? Because that's the one that really matters. That means you can park at any firehouse in the city.
No,
I
she didn't
know.
get that.
Okay.
She didn't get that.
Oh, after all that.
So we have something to celebrate today with our friends. By the way, I saw Murr like 40 minutes ago. He was sleeping downstairs.
Yeah, I just slept overnight on 6th Avenue.
I went downstairs for a breath of fresh air, and I saw him sleeping in the back of a car.
Oh, man.
Man, I thought the show was doing well.
Well, and so I woke up. I quickly pulled my pants up, and when I saw Jim,
This is getting sorted, man.
Well, it's the glamorous world of showbiz. It is. But speaking of glamorous, okay, of the MSG properties, you've got Madison Square Garden, the world's,
Most famous arena.
Sure.
and you've got the Beacon Theater, which is gorgeous, and you've got Radio City Music Hall, which, in my opinion, and not just because I love its name, is the crown jewel.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is.
Yeah.
And that's going to be your home for the 7th time.
is it our 7th time
It's
at
our
Radio City?
7th time, yeah, man.
I can't believe it. Do you remember the first time we walked out on stage at
we
Radio
all started
City?
crying.
We did.
But I can,
Out of fear.
But I can understand that. That stage is just,
Yeah.
it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a block long.
it's forever, and they have this weird union. It's a very you're not allowed to step on stage till showtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the rules of the house, which we completely support. So we never usually when we do shows, we're able to walk out on stage and take it in a little bit. The first time we saw Radio City from the stage was when the curtains opened and we went out, and it was a 2-minute standing ovation. We were just looking at each other. We didn't say a word for 2 minutes crying. It was like, yeah, it's pretty insane. It's a very special venue, absolutely.
You got a standing ovation just when you walked out on the stage.
Just for walking.
What are you gonna do? You caught that, huh? I slipped that in.
It was not earned. in any way.
when you walk out on the stage and the curtain opens and you get a standing ovation,
Yeah.
well, then what?
Well, then you dial it in for the next.
Yeah, you go out on top. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night. You walk the F off.
But it's got to be not only thrilling but also kind of, the first time at least, it had to be nerve-wracking.
I think it was. And the most nerve-wracking, we played Madison Square Garden a few years ago, too, right?
Yeah.
And that was same experience as the first time at Radio City. We walked out and saw, tens of thousands of people and froze in excitement, fear, everything a human feels.
The Madison Square Garden show was funny because all the guys we were mentioning, I was in the fire department, all the guys from my firehouse came, right? You got 10 comm tickets, which means I had to buy 40.
Where was the firehouse?
It's Ladder 86 on Staten Island.
Okay.
Ladder 86, Engine 166. And we did the show. It was amazing. And at the end of the night, we're saying goodbye. And I looked to my left, and one of the senior guys from my firehouse, Josh, somehow just walked up on stage with us. It was the four of us and one of my senior guys, and he's just waving to the crowd with a whiskey in his hand that I know he got from my green room. It was the best. That was my favorite experience.
Okay, well, you mentioned something that I think a lot of people aren't really aware of, so I want to go back there again for just a second, Q. How many comp tickets did you get?
I think you get 10 each, right?
Yeah.
Like 10
You
each.
get 10 each, and then you had to buy 40.
Yeah.
That's the racket of these shows. Oh, it's a hometown show. You're forced to buy like 100 tickets.
Yeah, everybody comes out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
My third cousin.
Every third cousin, on the planet.
Yeah, a guy from Twisted Sister I was talking to him one day, and he said, I hate it when we play in New York because everyone I've ever met calls up and they say, "Can you get me in?"
Yeah.
And if I don't, then I'm a jerk.
You're a jerk.
Yeah.
You know, but he has to pay, full fare.
You have to, and it's not just your cousins. It's the restaurant that you like going to that the manager always hooks you up. He's got to go. He's got 4 people. It's this, so you end up losing money on both shows.
Well, it's like every year we do an Impractical Jokers cruise, right? Where there's like thousands of fans come with us on a boat to the Caribbean for a week. It's a huge party, a lot of fun. We've done 5 so far. I have never made money on the Impractical Jokers cruise because every aunt and uncle and cousin and friend wants to come, and we end up paying the tickets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
Hey Siri, remind me to text Murr in 11 months.
well, Murr, what's happening on the literary front?
I got a new serial killer novel coming out in October. I'm sure we'll be back. It's really good. It's a great twist. It's called You Better Watch Out. It's a serial killer novel set during Christmas time.
Yeah.
Comes out from
Well,
St.
You
Martin's
Better
Press.
Watch Out. That is a
You Better Watch
perfect
Out.
title.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it
Christmas
sounds
time.
like a movie
And
too.
just
Oh
in
my
time for
gosh!
the
movie.
Yeah.
We are, and this September we filmed one of my previous books that I've been on this show about. Don't Move. We filmed that as a movie in Canada this September and October.
Okay.
Oh, how awesome!
Well,
There you go.
we'll talk about movies in just a moment with our friends Murr and Q. It's 8:14 here at Q104.3. We'll be right back. You know, there's a great little historical piece of information about you that I will never forget. And that is that Impractical Jokers, the movie, was released simultaneously with the world completely shutting down.
You were the jinx.
We shot the movie in 2018, right?
Yep.
Spent a month shooting it in Atlanta. It finally gets edited together. Our distributor pulls out of the movie, so it sat on the shelves for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, we put all this work into it. It's never going to come out. Then we finally got another distributor, and they released it 8 days before COVID.
Yeah.
That's what I remember is
Yes,
that it was
we
just
were
like
we were talking about
Yeah.
it. As a matter of fact, the week that nothing in the world was open, the movie was number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Remember?
I remember.
It was.
thousands and people are sick. In other news, the Impractical Jokers
Yeah.
are number 1.
We
did
were ranked. We were ranked 1 out of only 1.
It was one.
We almost won an Academy Award that year because we were the only movie that came out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So it's been Madison Square Garden sellout,
Yeah.
O2 Arena in London
Yeah.
sellout.
Yeah.
I mean, these are places that like U2 does a concert. Or,
Yeah.
and you do. Well, it's technically a concert.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's a
Yeah, by
comedy
some
show.
definitions.
Yeah, comedy shows are actually technically concerts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, we
So-
did. We outsold Adele in terms of tickets that year at the O2 Arena, and then we went back.
What a weird.
I know.
brag.
So we're walking down the back halls of the O2, and there's pictures of Adele everywhere, everywhere. And then we outsold her. So then we went back the next year, and we're like, "There's going to be pictures of us everywhere. Not a single. More
Still
Adele photos.
Adele.
Yeah.
Put
They
more Adele
doubled-
over the Adele.
They doubled down on Adele.
Yeah.
And so now,
National icon can't
and
be
so
replaced.
now, 1 month from today,
Yes, sir.
it's Radio City Music Hall on May 5th.
Yeah.
And, all your shows are different, obviously, but there's something really different this time, right?
Yeah, it's our 5th tour, right? But this is the first time ever we actually do a punishment live on stage.
Yeah.
The audience participation.
Yep, we're gonna bring an audience member up on stage to help Q and I punish Sal live
Yeah.
for all to see and enjoy.
Oh, it's
That
a
sounds
blast.
that sounds scary.
Not to me and Murray.
Yeah, we have a blast.
That sounds but it sounds scary for whoever the.
Oh
The
no,
audience
the
member.
lucky member who gets to come up has all the power.
Yeah.
Like they are in charge. of
Literally,
torturing
we're electrocuting Sal.
Yeah,
He's wearing
yeah.
the shock collars. They literally have the power.
yeah, it's great. It's been great.
Colors.
He has the shock collars from Impractical Jokers all over his body, unbeknownst to the audience. And about a half hour, he's been wearing them the whole show. We bring an audience member up, and Sal's going to tell the story of his Jaden Smith tattoos, while the audience member, usually a child, gets to do whatever they want to him.
Now you've had a lot of celebrity guests on
Yeah.
the show. John Mayer.
Yeah.
Now I didn't see that, and if I were to come up with some kind of joke scenario for John Mayer,
Yeah.
I would just film him walking around all day being rejected over and over and over and over again by women.
But nobody would believe it, though. I mean,
That's the problem. That would just be great,
yeah,
I mean,
the female members of our crew, they all dressed a little nicer that day. I couldn't get why. I was like, why are they all walking around so upright?
that whole "your body is a wonderland" thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
When he came to set, I didn't see my wife for a month after that. I don't know where she went. She said she was out of town. I don't know what happened.
I mean, the one song created a world of women who
Yeah.
will love him forever and
Yes.
ever and ever. And that was, of course, before he went on to really show his guitar chops
Yeah.
and,
Oh, my, he's
and his
amazing. man.
performances with.
Have you ever made love like he sings in that song?
I've never made love. So what's that like?
That's the horrible thing about that song.
I know. It makes us all look bad, man.
Yes, it makes every guy in the world accepting him
Yeah.
look bad.
Like in my head, when I'm going to make love, what I think is, all right, let's get her done. And he
Get it done.
is-
Let's get this over with.
Yeah. The sooner we begin, the sooner we
get her
end.
done,
And he's
get her
doing
done.
this whole.
I start a timer.
Murr, you're challenging. You start a timer. Murr, you're challenging another famous funny person.
What's
With
that?
Get her done.
Get her done.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Yes, that's Larry the Cable Guy.
No, he's making love to Larry the
That's
Cable
it,
Guy.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
he's.
yeah.
That's
He's
what
a
he's
dear
up to.
friend.
Just look right in his eyes.
So
How do you parlay from that, Jim?
what you do is you sell tickets.
Yeah.
Because there are still some available.
Yeah, you can get your tickets at impracticaljokerslive.com. It is our 7th time at Radio City. It's going to be a great night.
Mur, will you commit right now to bringing footage of you and Larry the Cable Guy and to show on stage?
I will do it.
Really?
Yeah, I got to run it by him.
Uncensored?
But he makes me sign an NDA. So
Oh.
let me see. I'll have the lawyers look into it, and we'll. If I can clear the footage, it'll be there.
Okay, so you're doing season 11 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've got the book.
Oh my gosh! By the way, you guys almost killed me last week. We were filming a punishment for the show at Delmonico Steakhouse downtown, and the punishment was very simple. They said, "Murr, I worked legit as a waiter in the restaurant for 4 hours, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. the whole lunch, rise and fall. You know." They said, "Murr, here's the punishment. At the end of all these corporate people's meals, you can never give them their bill, no matter what." And it was chaos in the restaurant. Chaos. It's going to be a whole punishment of just blurs because no one would sign the release.
lot of angry
they were
people.
furious at me.
Really? Yeah. Oh my God, that sounds really.
Yeah, that'll come up in season 11.
Okay, and the book around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And Q, what's with you?
You know me. I work to chill out at home. You know what I mean? I got my cats. I got my John Mayer albums. I'm good just being at home, man.
A little wine.
Yeah, it sounds like heaven. These guys work to work more. I'm like, you guys are crazy, man.
Well, it's James Murray and
I'm just
Brian
picturing a lit
Quinn.
candle.
You got it. You're on it. You're right.
By the way, here at Q104.3, we love your name, Q.
Of course, yeah. I tell people it's my radio station.
We should give you. We should.
You're the owner.
Yeah.
You're Theodore Q.
Yeah, I'm the Q in Q104.
Owner and heir apparent to the Q143 fortune.
I murdered 2 brothers to win the rights to it.
Okay. One more time. Check
Come
it
see the
out.
guys and I, the Impractical Jokers, live at Radio City Music Hall on Sunday, May 5th. Cinco de Mayo, if you will.
Yeah.
Go to impracticaljokerslive.com to get tickets. Bring the whole family.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. If you guys want to come, Murray's got 2 tickets for you guys. So please, right ahead.
New York's classic rock, Q1043.